Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Dr. Malik Nawaz Shuja from Department of Microbiology, Guwahati University of Science and Technology, Guwahati. I welcome you all to my general virology lecture. The course code of this subject is MIC-231. This is the second portion of my lecture 12, which was on single-stranded RNA viruses. Basically, single-stranded RNA viruses are of two types. All those RNA viruses with a positive configuration, so considered to be as a messenger RNA, as in case of HCV viruses, and a single-stranded RNA virus with a negative configuration. So, our today's lecture is on single-stranded RNA virus, which is with a negative sense or with a negative configuration. In our previous lecture, we covered some aspect of rabies virus. In the present lecture, we will discuss the other aspect of this virus in detail. These are the outlines of today's lecture. So the points which we can see in the blue color were discussed in the previous lecture, while in today's lectures, we will put light on the diagnosis of rabies virus. We will also describe the signs and symptoms in the rabies infected patients. Then we will also study the mode of transmission, how the virus is transmitted from the animal to human beings, or from one animal to another animal. And then we will also talk about the treatment, how can we prevent ourselves in the last. So we will also describe the precautionary methods. So all these steps will be discussed in the today's lecture. Rabies virus is one of the pathogenic and highly virulent virus which is responsible to affect the central nervous system of the patient. Once the virus is onset, so it produces some specific symptoms. The prodromal symptoms are those symptoms which start appearing in the patients, which includes headache, malaise. Malaise means uncomfortableness, sickness, sore throat, lower fever, pain at the site of the bite. So these are the prodromal symptoms of rabies virus in the patient. Along with this, the prodromal symptoms are further developed into the excitation symptoms. What are excitation symptoms? Those symptoms which are excited, for example, sensory systems, involvement, aerophobia, excitation of the nervous system. So all these systems are included into the excitation symptoms. Excitation symptoms are followed by the another system or central motor system in which increase of reflexes, muscle spasms are included. These symptoms are further followed by the dilation of pupil, increased perspiration. Perspiration means sweating, fluid come out. Salivation because the muscles of your face, the muscles of your throat, they become paralyzed and the mouth is unable, the jaws are unable to properly close. So salivation is coming out again, which is also a sign of rabid dogs. And the last is lacrimization. The tears also come out. So these are the basic symptoms on the basis of which we can identify the patient or the rabid dogs. The mental changes have also associated with this disease. For example, fear of death, anger, irritability, and depression. These are the common symptoms which cause mental distortion. Every virus has its own signs and symptoms. If we are talking about the rabies virus, so the rabies virus is known with its own specific symptoms. For example, lack of appetite or loss of appetite, headache, irritability, followed by anxiety, because rabies is a bomb. Once the patient become positive, so it is just a bomb lost inside the brain, which lead to worse anxiety, paralysis of jaw, mouth, and throat muscles, excessive sweating, hydrophobia, because a person is afraid of water, fear of water, and this is usually occur the muscles of the throat, jaws that become paralyzed, and swallowing of water is impossible for the patient, so he become afraid of water. Double vision, because the the pupil of the eye become dilated, and lacrimization is continuous going on and on, due to which the vision of the patient become affected. If we are talking about the epidemiology of the rabies virus, so in Indo-Pakistan, rabies is a major concern, because this is this is responsible for huge losses, and more cases have been reported from Indo-Pak in Asia, because a large number of stray dogs are reported everywhere or annually from this region. In other words, we can consider rabies to be a major public health problem due to the presence of dogs, large number of stray dogs which are not properly cared, which are not properly looked after, and they are not vaccinated properly, due to which the disease is transferred from one dog to another, and so on. More than 31,000 people died of rabies everywhere in Asia, and majority have been reported from India because of large number of stray dogs in this region. If we are talking about the world, so estimated deaths, human deaths 59,000 have been reported annually. Every year, 10 million people require treatment and protection from rabies, which is a great financial loss. This elucidates that proper vaccination of dogs, proper vaccination of human beings is required. If we control on the rabid dogs, so we will be able to control high the spread of this virus in the society. If we look at the data, every year in North America, 4 to 8 deaths have been reported, while in Europe, 10 to 20 deaths from rabid dogs have been reported, while in Latin America, 200 to 400 casualties have been reported. In Africa, because more casualties or deaths per year have been reported, that is 500 to 1,000. If we are talking about Asia, the ratio is more high. That is 30,000 to 40,000 per annum. And most cases in this have been reported from India. 87 countries of the world contain rabies, but still India is on the top of the list in Asia. There are certain countries which are still considered as rabies-free zone, which include Australia, China, Iceland, Ireland, Japan, and New Zealand. China have adopted a new good policy in Beijing, one dog policy. If a person have one dog, he will be able to care of his dog. He will be properly vaccinated, and if a person has more and more dogs, two or more than more dogs, he will be unable to look after of each dog. So one dog policy has been adopted in the state of Beijing. There are two types of rabies virus. One is called street virus and the other one is fixed virus. Street virus indicates a virus in its wild form in naturally occurring cases. Basically, this virus is present in the saliva of rabid dogs or infected animal. It may be fox, it may be cat, and the natural reservoir of this virus is the bats in the jungles and the forest. And so many foxes, jaguar, all have been a natural source of this virus and can be infected. So street virus is the virus recovered from naturally occurring cases of rabies is called street virus. And the main source of this virus is the natural occurring virus. It is found in the saliva of infected animals. On the other hand, we have a fixed virus. Fixed virus, those viruses in which the virulence, the pathogenicity have been fixed. This is basically a laboratory virus. So this virus has a short, fixed, and reproducible incubation period. And the main source of fixed virus, it is prepared by repeated culture and the brain of rabbits such that its pathogenicity or valence is reduced and fixed. So we know about its propagation. These are the basic feature of street virus and fixed virus. So street virus, it produces Negri bodies. Negri bodies are basically an inclusion bodies that are produced in the nerve cells, and this is the main sign of rabies. Incubation period of street virus is long, that is 20 to 60 days. It is pathogenic for all animals, for all mammals, and cannot be used for the preparation of vaccine. Once if we infected a person with street virus, so the virus is an active form and the person will be the patient and the virus will start its propagation. So street virus cannot be used for the development of vaccine or for the preparation of vaccine. The feature of fixed virus, it doesn't form Negri bodies because the pathogenicity has been reduced or fixed in the laboratory by culturing it again and again in the brain of rabbits. The incubation period is constant between 4 to 6 days. It is pathogenic for humans under certain conditions, and it can be used for the development or for the preparation of antibodies vaccine. How the rabies virus is transmitted from animal to human beings or from one animal to other animal. Basically, this is transmitted through the bite of rabid dogs. rabid animals. It may be included dogs, bats, fox, jackal, raccoons, and so many other mammals. Exposure to aerosol, aerosol of secretion or dropping containing the rabies virus. So the natural source is the saliva of the infected animals. How can we diagnose the rabies virus? So in this modern world, there are so many techniques that can be used for the purpose of diagnosis of rabies virus, which include microscopical, virological, and serological methods. It also includes aggregates of viral nucleocapsids, which include the Negri bodies. The detection of rabies antigen, antibody, viral RNA, or isolation of virus establishes a diagnosis of rabies. Direct immunofluorescence testing can also be used for the identification of Negri bodies in animals. We can also use ELISA for detection of antigen. Basically, we are taking sample from saliva, serum, serum fluid, and some other biopsy we are doing. So from saliva, we are isolating the virus and using the RT-PCR. From serum and fluids, we are use it for the detection of antigen antibodies. The most important aspect of rabies virus is the treatment. How can we treat the rabies virus? So the primary vaccination includes the 0.1 ml injection of HDCV ZPCEC vaccine should be administered intramuscularly. One injection per day has been advised on day 0, 7, 28 and 21 and 28. So the patient with confirmed cases of rabies should be isolated, and the best way is this: a person with a positive rabies virus must visit the center or proper hospital in the region. So sedated and transfer to appropriate medical facility should be adopted. Otherwise, once it develops into the chronic stages and the person enters into the coma, so there are no chance to be recovered. So reduce this stage, better is to the proper treatment at hospital level. How can we stop the prevention of rabies virus? So stray animal should be destroyed for the pre-movement of the rabies virus in the society. Vaccination is the best way to develop the immune system. So vaccination of pet dogs and animals should be mandatory. A live attenuate vaccine is available for immunizing dogs and cats. Here in the figure, we can see how the dog is vaccinated. So there are certain steps which should be adopted that may be helpful in prevention and spreading of rabies virus. Once the rapid dog bite a person, so he must wash the area or the wound thoroughly with a soap and water, followed by seek medical attention immediately. In order to control the rabies virus, and use of anti-rabies vaccine on proper schedule, which are available at the proper centers. So this is the single-stranded RNA virus in which we included the rabies virus. So this was all for today, and thank you all.